We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard-earned weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
Still going. And it's good morning from the Concrete Gang, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Hope you've had a good break this weekend. Over to you, young Warren. You stuffed that up, didn't you?
I am not going to say another word. I'm on strike. It's a short week and I'm not enjoying it. However, good morning, listeners. It's the Concrete Gang on Sunday morning, as usual. And guess what? The buzz is here, and he didn't back a winner either. What are we going to talk about, if not the races?
I've got to throw myself on a hand grenade here.
It was a big weekend. I'm sure everyone enjoyed it. However, the big tip...
No good.
The big tip. And who are we going to blame for it coming 10th?
Well, you can blame me, our Ivanhoe, but I've got to say that little rat from... Where's he from? France or Frankie Dettori?
He's a Pom.
Is he a Pom, is he?
He's a Pom.
Is he a to and from? Well, there you go. He cleaned up half the field. Our Ivanhoe was coming down like shit off a Shanghai down the straight. I thought we were just about to count the biscuits, but that Frankie Dettori took half the field. He's taken it. What has Frankie Dettori got? He got 140 large for running second, and then he got a month's disqualification. And he's taken
20,000.
So he's got 120 grand to sit in his ass for a month. Not bad, Frankie. Hope you never come back, you rat.
And there's no riding over there now, so it doesn't affect him.
So anyway, but the good part,
story.
The good part of the story is Michelle Payne and young Stevie. There you go, listeners. We all think it is a sport of kings these days. They spend millions and millions of dollars. The Godolphins and all these, the Japanese and the Poms, billions of dollars breeding horses and. They live better than we do, the horses. And there is the old horse from the old
$50,000 special.
Yeah, the $50,000 special. The old milk cart, pulls the milk
for
cart.
the knackery, wasn't it?
No, there you go, Buzz. You're taking it too far. See, there you go. It pulls the milk cart around on the weekends, and there, they dusted her off for the big race, and there she was, the lovely Michelle Payne. Fantastic effort. Family of 10, lost her mother when she was young. Battler, the strapper Steve, her brother, younger brother Stevie's got Down syndrome. If that wasn't the biggest story of all times, I'll go he. That has brought the Melbourne Cup back to the working class people. So, listeners, that is my excuse for our Ivanhoe. But at the end of the day, if we have to lose a little bit of lovely and have Michelle Payne representing the women and the working class of the world, it was a great result.
And the speech was good by Stevie Payne too, wasn't it? For
Stevie Payne?
Yeah. He made a speech up there, and he come across really well.
Oh, that young Stevie did. Yeah, he was fantastic.
And the other, they had an older sister who died in a race fall. Yeah. She had a heart attack after a race fall, and so they've had a fair bit of tragedy in the family. And to come through with all this is just a great Australian story, isn't it?
It is a great Australian story, and folks, I think that there will be some repercussions, as there usually is. There will be some people. Being a bit critical. I think one jockey was quoted in the paper having a bit of a dig.
Disgraceful.
Yeah,
No, but actually the Herald Sun misquoted a fair bit what he said, and that's not unlike the Herald Sun.
No.
Right? Right? Let's be honest. He called the reporter some fierce words afterwards because he changed the wording around him what he actually said.
Whatever happened anyway, if you could put a bad spin on that Michelle Payne story, I'll tell you, you've lost me for life. And if the Herald Sun had done that, well, not that they've already lost us for life, but anyway, it's just a great story for racing, and it brought it all back to the working class.
Is it true, or did you read it in the Herald Sun?
Exactly.
Anyway, great story, and I hope everyone enjoyed a very good long weekend. It's a short week this week, and it got even shorter on Thursday because the rain came and all the jobs basically stopped. Even some of the jobs had got to the stage where they were undercover the whole job, and the water was pouring into basements all over Melbourne, and the pumps weren't working, and the amenities were flooded, and a whole lot of other blokes who would not normally have gone home also went home. So good luck to all of you. It's a short week, one day. They're the sort of weeks we like with a full week's pay.
It was a bit of a stormy day and caused a bit of disruption around the industry. Bad luck for the
Oaks Cup, Oaks Day for the women.
A bit of rain come down there and affected a few sites around the area. Didn't got a few calls, but first day back, that was a bit of a bad thing for all the employers out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, can't help bad luck.
And what are we up to now?
What we're going to say is just one little thing, and that is there is still issues with wild weather, and people need to think about the consequences of what happens. There was a lot of phone calls early in the morning, people obviously getting anxious to go home, didn't want to wait the 4 hours, trying to make all sorts of claims. Just keep calm, go through the procedure as laid down in the EBA, and everyone gets to go home in accordance with the EBA. Righto, moving right along. It's been exciting weather in Melbourne, but it's been exciting other things in Tassie. A special cheerio to our organiser down in Hobart, Richie Hassett, who has been absolutely harassed by the ABCC and with assistance from Tasmania Police.
And Hanson and Yuncken.
And I was going to come to the principal give-ups in this issue, which is, of course, Hanson and Yuncken, but the ABCC have decided to make a special issue of Richie. He's been getting around the jobs down in Hobart and other places in Tassie and doing a top job, and that's obviously not acceptable to Nigel Hadgkiss. So he has sicked everyone onto Richie, and Hanson and Yuncken are number one accomplices. So they're going to get a special mention in Scallywag.
They could nearly win, couldn't they?
Well,
I know what a pre-ends.
In a slow week, why not? Righto.
Just on a slow week, I just want to quickly mention that construction company out there, ISIS, has changed their name. They didn't think it was a good corporate image, right? And they've now gone to...
Why would they think that?
Stoke Construction or something like that, right? They've gone from ISIS. They reckon it was affecting their business model. What do you think?
Ooh, I don't know.
I want to know the rocket scientists had finally decided that wasn't a good idea to have a name. And I want to know his name because I want to know who was the bloke that put the name up originally.
Well, maybe the other ISIS wasn't formed when they first started the construction company.
I think that's probably right, Buzz. It's not often right, but on this occasion, ISIS has been around for a long time.
We did give him a rep once upon a time.
It's actually the name of I think, an Egyptian goddess.
Is it?
Oh. Yes. There you go.
Jeez.
Little bit of extra knowledge there.
We're going up a tad the old concrete gang.
Oh, we might have classical music next week.
Oh, that goes through.
I thought I'd get you going. Now, listen, it's been a big week, but ain't much to talk about.
Not job news.
Not job news.
I can talk about the races.
We've talked about the races, we've talked about the wild weather, we've talked about Tassie, but now we're starting to run out of puff. Till
what about your favourite, the calendar?
Till the gorilla pulls this little gem out of his back pocket.
And I'll tell you what, my competition's running red hot, red hot. I'll tell you what, the pigeonhole downstairs, it's now pigeon coop. That's how many bloody letters we got downstairs. Mate, We've been flooded by
We're withdrawing
recommendations.
all the abusive ones.
No, we're not. No, we love those, especially the ones that get Buzzer off, and we don't want Buzzer on the show when he talks too much and all that. But I sent those ones in. But anyway, we've got one here. We've got another one that I'd just about say he's leader in the pack at the moment because he actually says something nice about us, which is probably very hard to do. So we've got Paul from Seaford. This is a terrific Sunday morning half hour where I can listen to the truth of how things really are in the industry. As an old retired worker, and God love you, Paul, you're probably responsible for our conditions today. As a retired worker, if I had my time over again, I would love to join them. Keep up the good work because a lot of people appreciate it. Paul, that is a lovely thing to say. Now, as you said here, I would love to join them. Well, we'd love to have you here because that means we can get rid of Buzzer. But no, look, that's nice thing to say. But at the moment, we'd have to say he's the leader in the pack. He's
Like, is there anything nice about
I'm starting to take this personally, all these attacks on me, by the way.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
Sookie Lala.
Harden up, mate. Will you harden up?
Tougher.
All right, Paul. So all we need is your details, but we'll get them later, and keep them coming. We'll keep it running for another couple of weeks. So the prize is a $100 dinner voucher at the Palace Hotel in South Melbourne in City Road. So you can go down there, have a food and a few pots and a bottle of wine or something for $100, and that'll be on the Concrete Gang and on the Palace. So we'll let it go for a couple of weeks. But I'd say, I think the judging panel, Paul, you're just about in front, or level pegging with our mate from down in Geelong,
Yes,
Bob.
We're picking out a particular letter each week to just highlight the sort of response we're getting, but we are looking for...
You can shit can us.
You're allowed to shit can us.
We're
You
happy
won't
with
win
that.
the prize, but...
No, it all depends who you shit can.
I think Bob's rezoned from Geelong too. He's actually moved up to the Trentham way, hasn't he, around there?
I don't know, but
Anyway.
the point is that people are asked to write in or ring in.
And the number is... Oh, never stuff. There's no number here. Oh, well, doesn't matter.
Never mind. Ring into
What do you do?
3CR or write into 3CR and send positive suggestions or
Negative ones.
legitimate criticisms
Yeah.
of what you think is problems with the show and which way we could, in fact, improve the show. So you can ring in.
And yeah,
But-
we got the number there.
9419
9419
8377.
8377. So ring in at office our business hours.
Yep.
And give it a report. Anyway, so look, I think it's about time we cut the track. We've had enough rapping.
What track have we got today?
We've got ACDC on tour now, and it's last man standing. I think there's only one original member, but this is a message to the builders. It's rock or bust.
You don't fight, you lose. Concrete Gang, here to stay. You don't fight, you lose. Dare to struggle, dare to win.
We'll fight for our rights, that's what we do.
And there it was, the old pub rock, ACDC, still got it. Although there's only one original member, a few have dropped off not off the perch. There's one over in New Zealand gone mad. He's on more Uncle Doug's than Keith Richards. They're about to lock him away. And Malcolm Young, he's got the Alzheimer's or something. And oh mate, and poor Bon Scott's gone to God. So there's only one left, but they've still got it. It's fantastic. They played in Sydney the other night, apparently, and blew the joint apart. And they're coming down to Melbourne. And apparently, I got tickets in the mosh pit. That'll be worth seeing, I'll tell you. But anyway,
Oh, it's a horrible thought.
mosh pit with Pricey, Greg Price.
Oh, what a night out. Yes, indeed, folks. The Gorillas going to see Akadaka, and it will be a night to remember.
By the way, it's lashing down again too.
And it's a wonderful thing, this rain that is coming to Melbourne. We're supposed to be in an El Nino, and that the D-cell was going to get fired up and everything was going to be all different. But guess what? The rain just keeps coming down. For a drought, it's raining a lot. Anyway, folks, what else have we got to talk about?
Buzzer, what's he playing on his computer?
No, he's playing on his computer again. Buzzer was going to mention an article in The Age
Yes, which I
whereby
am.
Matthew Guy, when they were in government, changed the zoning in the area along the south bank of the Yarra, Montague through to Fisherman's Bend, and suddenly a whole lot of people either bought land or were sitting on land, and the value of the properties not just went up 100%, quadrupled, etc. It was an extraordinary amount of money that some people made, and just by way of mention, one of the early investors were
The NBA.
NBA.
The NBA had some land down there, and quite a bit of controversy down there, and the price of the land and what it's gone up to, the rezoning of land. And to be quite honest, and we all want the construction to happen because we all like construction work, but with all this construction work, you do need some open planning and some parks and all that sort of things. Just doesn't
Some infrastructure.
Just doesn't seem to be a lot of thought gone into, except for looking after a few greedy landowners. Not worried about the people that have to pay the price to actually go and live there and have some sort of structure in their life where you can go down to the local park and you know, take the kids down there and some school and all these infrastructure stuff. No, not a lot of thought has gone into that except for looking after a few of their mates, including the NBA. So stay tuned for that. I noticed the new minister, Richard Wynne, he's put a bit of a halt to it and on a cap on the heights and a few things like that, and he's having a look at some infrastructure things down there to make it probably go a bit better than what it is. But they've looked after themselves a bit down there, old Matthew.
Tell you what, that South Melbourne's a classic of that. You've seen the buildings going up down there. They're just one next to each other. There's nothing. There's just high-rise apartment buildings and nothing. There's no parks. There's just absolutely nothing. That's going to be like a ghetto down there in years to come.
Well,
like
there's one building just started across from the Golden Fleece Hotel there in Montague Street. It's sort of in a little all low-rise. It's all housing around there, and they've given the okay for 30 stories. And
it's not housing. It's not housing around there, mate.
It's a bit of housing. Yeah, there's a school across the road, the Montague School, and there's a few houses around there too. And 30-story building going up there. So stay tuned.
Well, they've resurrected the Golden Fleece. That's opened up again. So that's a good thing or not, I don't know. But anyway.
That's to look after construction workers while they're working on some of the jobs in the area.
Oh.
Want to buy a TV? No worries. Righto. We are having a little wander down memory lane, talking about what it used to be like around the inner suburbs before Matthew Guy decided to destroy it in big time. Anyway.
And this comes in the Charlie's argument, doesn't it? Dog shit, with his poem, all the dog shit in Richmond. Well, that's what happened.
We need to get him back for a poem before the end of the year, don't we?
Yeah, they bought all the yuppies in towns. And I've got to say, down in Port, you got no idea how many dogs they've got living in these apartments. There's one bird lives down there. She's got these two dogs. They like horses. Lives in an apartment. Imagine shoveling the dog shit out in the morning. You'd need a bobcat, wouldn't you? So I honestly, how could that be healthy?
Well, I can't argue with that.
Well, they got these little poodles that live in handbags, and oh, please.
Righto.
One looks like Buffer. Looks like Buzzer.
Does it?
Yeah, a little poodle down there. It's got curly hair like you, mate.
Geez, I think I'm copping a fair slagging today.
No, that's not. How's that a slagging?
Eh?
As I said, it's a nice poodle.
Moving right along. Who are we going to slag off now? Because we're coming up to Scallywag of the Week. And Hanson and Youngkin, obviously, with Nigel Hadgkiss, deserve a big slap because in the backward town of Hobart, all that the union has been doing is trying to put right basically a go-to-sleep period of like 15 years, and we're just trying to get it up into the 21st century. And, of course, all of the builders with their Liberal government are pushing back. So they've sent Nigel Hadgkiss down there to harass Richie and so on and basically make life difficult for the union. But anyway...
And Richie's only trying to catch up on lost ground down there. That's all he's trying to do and bring things back for the workers that should be entitled to. Try and do the right thing down there. And he's not getting much support. And obviously the only people that care what's happening to people out in Tassie is the union. So he's got a lot of ground to catch up, and it's a lot of hard work for Richie and Washo down there. So... don't worry, we're all supporting you down there, boys. Don't drop the lip. Keep battling on. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Righto. Now, who else have we got for Scallywags? I'm going to nominate HM.
Well, I'm nominating that jockey. Jesus, Frankie Dettori, mate. Bringing those shit carters out the ride now. Big race. Destroyed the race. And gets 120 large to go on a month's holiday. Frankie Dettori for me. That's a fair one, isn't it?
Yeah. Nothing to do with the building industry, right, Uncle Trev?
Well, that's not true. It's got a lot to do with the building industry.
There's so much money riding
They all
on
have
it.
a punt. Jesus.
Anyway, I'm going to nominate HMC and Vice President Gostinek, because we can't get this matter resolved. It's gone on and on for a couple of weeks. It's a substandard agreement. I'd say it's a transmission of business, and the EBA that applied before still applies, because the work, the employees, everyone has gone to the new company, and therefore the EBA followed those blokes. So it's a bit of a rort, and no one seems to want to sort it out, and Vice President Gostinek has not been a lot of help. Righto, any other nominations?
Buzz has gone quiet. Just when we need him.
Well,
I'll tell you, I could give this guy, I could read this out, couldn't I?
Concorp.
Yeah.
Concorp, yeah.
Well, go on, give us a rundown.
Yeah, what have they done this week?
Oh, you were the one told us they've been working on RDOs.
No, that's Corplex.
Oh, close.
Corplex,
Oh,
all
close.
right.
Corplex. Yeah.
Starts with C.
Give them a mention. Right.
Well, go on.
Yeah, we are. We are mentioning him. We've nominated him.
Well, while you're stumbling, I'll mention this.
Yeah.
There's 161 years Eureka Stockwell anniversary coming up. It's on Wednesday, the 25th of November, 6:30 p.m. at the Eureka Hotel, corner of Victoria and Church Streets, Richmond. Speakers start at 7:30 p.m. with the music. Choice of meals, vegetarian available, $25 for wage, $15 for unwaged. And it'll be a presentation of the annual Spirit of Eureka Award. The speakers are Greg Barnes, barrister for former President of Australian Lawyers Alliance and Australian Republican Movement. Terry Mason. I can't even... What's that say? A Waka language? What's that? Are you going to let me hang myself, are you?
Yeah.
I apologise, I can't even say it. AWABAKAL. Waka language group. Sorry, I can't even say it.
That was quite good, I like that.
Chair of the NTUU Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Policy Committee, and the MC is going to be Kevin Bracken, a member of the Maritime Union. Oh, Kev's a good friend of the Concrete Gang. So there it is, Wednesday, 25th of November, 6:30 p.m. at the Eureka Hotel in Richmond. All right, so...
Now, you did beautifully there, wasting a little bit of time while Buzzer's trying to think of a few more scallywags.
Yeah, well, we've got no more. So what we'll
Clark
do...
Cranes too.
Clark Cranes, there you go.
Throw them in too.
So who are we giving a scallywag to?
Oh, I reckon Hanson and Yunkin.
Hands down.
Hands down, Hanson and Yunkin.
And before we go...
Mr. Personality, Chris Shears.
No, before we go, because we're going to play a track for a good member of ours, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to finish off with...
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash track for Mickey Lewis,
Good.
Who, I might add, drank at the same pub as Andrew Zaff. And we did mention Andrew Zaff last weekend.
Jesus.
And our good friend Mick warned everyone what he was like and what he was saying around the place and the bullshit he was going on with. Well done, Mick. And we're going to play you a track, Big River. It was a big river down Swanston Street in front of the Union office on Thursday. But before we get to that, we've still got a few more minutes to fill in.
Well, we haven't really. If that track goes, that'll bring us out. But anyway.
No. Who's your scallywag?
Yeah, well, that's what we're waiting on.
With Hanson and Yunkin.
Hanson Young, Scallywag of the Week.
Yep. And the picnic's coming up. Tickets are out. The office is distributing the tickets now. You need to get onto it. It's a $40 ticket this year for the family at Caulfield, and folks, it will be bigger and better. So if you get your steward to get the office, get the tickets, get them out on the job.
You haven't touched on the calendar this week either.
No, we're not touching
The
that.
calendar will be all out in all its glory
Very
next
shortly.
week.
All right.
Righto.
We'll go in the same old way.
Dare to struggle,
Dare to win.
If you don't fight,
You lose. Good
And we're
morning
going to go
from the
out
Concrete
with
Gang.
Johnny Cash for Mickey Lewis.
On ya, Mickey.
You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au.